Okay, this one here is the SP1 that I previously shared with everyone, the SP1 from RCMAKER. By this time I've already played with 10 to 20 computers, and I think it can be very fast. However, the problem is that the front of the car is a bit slow to respond. Turning also requires a little waiting. It's a very stable and safe vehicle. It's just that I haven't fully utilized its low center of gravity yet. For now, I feel like I've only partially utilized it. But there's nothing I can do. I can't make the hydraulic pressure at the front and rear of the car more direct in doing things, because it only moves when you push a lever. So could it be that this car is inherently a bit slower to respond? This is my overall impression up to now. If you want to know more about this car, you can watch my first video. The car I'm going to talk about next might already be quite old. Among my 7 cars, this one is already the second oldest. This is a Cero Ultra, version 2.0 of the Ultra, which should be relatively new, but I can see that this car is already quite mature almost. I definitely have to talk to you about this car, because why? It's really cheaper. It is indeed cheaper. It's the cheapest among the 7, even equivalent to half the price. Compared to some other cars, it doesn't even cost half, just a 2-digit number. You can think about why this car still has such competitiveness. If I will tell you, if you drive this car and lose, then you shouldn't buy this car. It's estimated that the other 6 cars are comparable. Alright, but let's take a look at its undercarriage and see how its suspension system is designed first. This design is very much like a tadpole, extending all the way in and then reaching all the way out as an arm. But the support positions of its front and rear arms are particularly wide, and these two are especially longer, which reduces the play in your front arm. If these two are very close, the front arm might have a bit of movement. However, with this distance it provides the best support. However, the downside is that because the support is so far forward, it also means there's a chance this position might scrape the underside of the car. I specifically made a small modification to give it a slight lift. Of course, you need to thicken that plate, thicken the base plate. I thickened this position a little, and then you can raise it to grind the screws. These 5 screws are slightly recessed. So when it rises a bit, you can do it this way, or you can ignore my suggestion. But this was something I really wanted to do at the time. As for the rear of the car, I did the same thing at the time, thickening it a little to make it rise. Then these 2 screws were recessed a bit more, allowing it to be slightly higher. At the time I thought this car was quite innovative, but now it seems to be quite similar in terms of novelty to other cars. What makes this car particularly innovative? For example, this motor mount has many adjustable features, with 5 screws for you to choose from. Also, you can see that the design of my chassis allows the motor mount to rotate more. Other vehicles don't do this. They don't rotate in these areas. I saw a fellow enthusiast playing with this car, and when someone else drove it, it crashed. Then, well, it seems to have cracked here. There are pros and cons. You might need to be a bit careful if you play with this car. Another unique feature is that you'll find its chassis was very narrow at the time, and even now it's considered one of the narrowest. If you like narrow chassis, this is also a good choice. Sharp-eyed friends might notice why my motor and the large caliper are such a thin motor caliper. At that time I was thinking of playing Brinky, so I tried to make the motor as close to the central axis as possible. Here I shaved it down to allow the motor to be pushed a bit further forward, and chose a very thin large caliper so I could play Brinky better. Some people do it this way, thinking that when playing Brinky, the large caliper should be as thin as possible, and the motor caliper doesn't need to be that big, so the rotational weight is a bit smaller. Everyone has some of these superstitions. Additionally, I found that if you don't modify the motor mount, the motor will be a bit higher. This is because the car doesn't have a vertical position. There's no vertical position on either side, so naturally the motor will be slightly elevated. If you feel that the center of gravity is affected by this, you can modify the motor mount to be a bit smaller. If you feel, hey, there's no problem and you don't mind the motor being a bit higher, then this might actually be good for the car. From our perspective, when a machine reaches the Modachao stage, I need to measure it. Modachao requires hiring people and buying a base plate, which will be delivered to a building. They also need to get a car to buy it, because the base plate is so heavy. The downside is that the thing can also be high. That Modachao, unless you are very fast, really fast, you don't need to walk anymore. I quite like this unique design because it can hold up a good orchid. Everyone will spend to give them a bully, and when it turns, it amazes at that position, which is the same position as the guests there. You can choose to use some confidential and varying heights. There are 2 options, and if you are satisfied with the height, then playing directly is also quite high. Another thing is that we adjusted it higher afterwards, so this can be read. It is specially designed from an angle that other cars don't have. Its other unique design is the top, which on the second pass holds up so that whoever wants to touch it can find the right path and texture, and the rose pattern is used to hold it up and get it done. So I was quite fond of it, and if you sense it again, you won't worry. The word high is not well placed, meaning if you want to participate in the same event, you will still come. Other vehicles will find it useful, and it will definitely be implemented. Also, the left hand of the motor needs to adjust the angle of the ring so that it fits well and holds the top very accurately. So this was sewn first, and once it's good, it will be cut properly. Next, there is the electric card, but it's public, so it's convenient to plug in the electric machine, which is a good calculation. Let's not mention it. Then this pram was pulled by Thor's brand, and you need to pay attention to the collar of the ENG's U-joint on the stroller. I tried playing with it and I bought version 1. Version 1 really provided me with an object similar to a collar, which made me feel very secure and not worried. Who knew it wasn't actually a collar? And the little pig inside quickly wore out, right? Version 2 doesn't come with a collar like one. It comes with a metal cup like one, which is safe. But I still wanted to use the collar type, so I bought some real collars, and they are still okay up to now. With me and other brands, if you think, oh, this collar is a good thing that will leave my hands, it will be the design of our feet. Actually, everyone should pay attention to this. So when he first started playing with this, at that time my other vehicles were still projecting at 2.8 meters, just 1.8 but public. I used the X-ray metric system. Whether short or long, it was all digital. The car was running, all had maintenance, safe, and even turning was obedient. If you buy a car, then you can choose to use its technology to make it. But its technology is not very good and quite cold because I just directly used it. I directly used the X-ray because I know whether there is a number that can be more. So if you still play PYC, you can consider the 1.2 or 2.8 slingshot with beauty. Are you reading the slingshot? That car should be easy to find. If you are a player who is very budget conscious and looking for cost-effective solutions, maybe you just need to consider making a simple modification like changing the collar of the cup. And apart from using the collar, this car can compete effectively in various scenarios. So even if you lose a race or competition, I think it's not the car's fault, but rather other factors that might have contributed. You might seriously consider this car, as signing up for a vehicle like this is a strategic move that is better than a 4002 car, and its performance state is a good choice for you. Alright, next, the old man will tell me about a vehicle that makes me feel very happy as soon as I get it, which is the Mazing TRF 421. I don't find its design particularly innovative, but it is very solid and reliable. Also, if you have any parts that are hard to find, you can buy those. Here it comes. It is relatively inexpensive. For example, compared to two front and rear tires together are about 50 something, so buying 4 tires is just over 100. This is something that other vehicles find hard to compete with, except for the coffee. Can you see this? I say this car is good because when it lands, after we play at PYC, whether in the morning or afternoon, the ground is very good and our car can come with just the default setting. Just tell your mother to dress up a bit, and if it doesn't start, this car, a 2023 Toyota Camry, is particularly good on the road. This car is easy to drive anywhere, very responsive, and the car is especially good in this regard. The sleek design and the comfortable leather seats make it a pleasure to drive. If it were me, landing wouldn't be far off, and still good. I remember the first time I drove it, the smooth handling and the quiet engine made the journey so enjoyable. The car's metallic blue colour adds a touch of elegance, making it stand out wherever you go. I also know a classmate who has a friend who plays very well. I have a classmate who plays very well, but it makes me feel like I'm above. Then he left. I also temporarily did it, went up there for a bit. Originally it was called driving, now it's M. Now I have captured money meter. So for now I feel the car is clearly not very big, and if I go down, maybe performing at night would be a bit better. But when I invest in it at night, I feel like playing with this car is the best. You can be cool or not, whatever. What I want to say is, for example, these designs are still relatively old-fashioned. This set is already a metal version, and when it uses carbon plates, it's a bit outdated and small, so the slingshot and pressure are also quite old-fashioned, but you could say it's the latest model from Machine. Everyone might notice that it's particularly long compared to other vehicles. If the place where you play is still quite bumpy, you might find this car easier to protect. If you find a place that's fun, then this doesn't have much advantage because its center of gravity is naturally high. The small blue design is very, but it actually still connects to the masses because of its metal nature. You will find it very high. This makes the center of gravity high because you will find those metal things are low. So if it's not handled very well, the high or low center of gravity isn't a big issue. Well, the slightly new design is said to be copied from the MT2R. You can just loosen one or two screws to adjust the caster, and the front caster of the car is currently said to be 4. It has 2 white lines for you to choose from, allowing you to quickly select which caster. Following the white line, you can quickly set it back to 4. So this can't be used on many vehicles. If you use 2 push rods with reverse threads supporting the upper arm, you would need to use a chassis gauge to measure, but this time you don't, because you can directly adjust the caster. After adjusting the caster, the arm is positioned there and your camber is also affected. Even if you directly adjust the caster balance, the camber will slightly change because the pulling angle is different. Remember, don't think you can adjust the caster without affecting the camber, okay? Actually, it's not possible. After adjusting the caster, you need to use a chassis gauge to find the camber or adjust the camber yourself, so be careful with this. Everyone who has played with this, or even myself, has told me that these 2 ball joints, especially the head and tail positions, are actually a bit inaccurate. Therefore, when you park this upper arm down, there might be slight issues with alignment, causing a bit of binding. So what did I do? Some of my friends just broke this part to make it more flexible. I didn't cut it, because even though it's very cheap, I actually value it. There's no play. I found that after removing the hydraulic system, the whole car is actually quite heavy. Then you'll find that it's smooth, although it's slightly elevated, but that elevated force isn't enough to affect its vertical movement passively. Some people don't like it, some people prefer a bit of play, it feels more lively. Think about it yourself. As for me, looking back, I actually removed the hydraulic system, checked the whole car, and found it still moves very freely. Even though it's parked like this, as you can see, when I guide it to move, there's no play. Many cars can't achieve this. Many cars can't do it without play, and this is really good. So perhaps because of this, it's particularly safe when you drive it. Originally, it came with 4 green springs. each marked with a 6. As for the rear, I replaced them with red ones because I felt that the areas where they coil were quite rough. If I used the green ones, it would be really stiff. Now that I use the red ones, it's much more acceptable. Then you need to pay attention. If you feel that it's not as stiff when you flip the car back, you might consider changing the springs. Using X-ray ones is fine because they have a long travel. Any type of spring works, whether it's short springs or regular springs. The issue is that if you don't do anything at all, then the road might slightly elevate here. And when driving over it, this could potentially cause wear on the hydraulic head. I've seen it slightly shake or vibrate a bit along the track, but it's not severe. However, if you have friends with high demands, you might need to add more shims here. They usually provide 5 menhir, but you might choose 6 him, which will affect the overall width of the car, so pay attention to this. I managed to reduce the camber by less than 2 degrees. A friend of mine adjusted it to 3 degrees and he said even at 3 degrees it's still high here, so everyone should be aware. Why should everyone be aware? Because as you can see, the blue component of metal has already been adjusted to what we consider to be its deepest point, yet it's still a bit high. I actually want to buy another set of these blue metal components, which is quite surprising considering its design, because right now the front and rear of the car are different. If there are different options, it can allow for slight adjustments to the entry and exit points of the camber, which are very important fine-tunings. But currently they are unavailable, and up to this moment they still can't be purchased. Originally it came with a lighter metal along with some aluminum U-joints for the rear, and it also included horseshoe rubber. Now, out of my 7 cars, only 2 still use horseshoe rubber. Horseshoe rubber has its advantages, such as when you feel it's worn out, you can just replace it. It's very cheap and doesn't damage a lot of metal parts. However, bearings do cause damage, which isn't considered a good design. I don't think it's outdated. As for whether to use bearings or horseshoe rubber, for now I think both are quite good. Originally, it came with these rubbers to support the pad, and these rubbers were originally used for those native 6-point something bends specifically for horse sounds. But I found, why not use them? They can be used to support my current rectangular ones, and they certainly reduce the chances of the pad being elevated. I finally settled on this design, and this design is also good. The pad can be installed by hand, and it won't break because you need a hex key to open it. It's quite solid here, pretty good. Both sides are very long, so there's no worry about the wires being pulled. Originally it came with some circles that fit perfectly in this position, and the shape fits the entire car. There are a total of 2 pieces here, one on this side and one on the left. Additionally, there are 2 round ones, circular ones, to give you a bit more pressure at the front. I felt that the turning wasn't quite enough, so I added 4 here. After adding 4, the weight of this car is almost balanced. While other cars are light, this car is like a race car in terms of weight. No need to think too much about it. My friend and I both feel the same way, that this car is particularly sturdy right out of the box. We usually follow the instructions to assemble it, then see if it's the most easily damaged vehicle when it hits the ground. Is it the easiest vehicle to handle data? This might be one of them, among many, the vehicle that makes me happiest when it hits the ground. If you are, because the price is not expensive. Now this, it's affordable, it's not even 4 figures. This price is actually very attractive. Plus, the color design and everything are indeed very beautiful and absolutely incredibly stunning, truly.